Hey everybody, this is Jason and I'm here in North Central Texas in Fort Worth, the beautiful and growing North Texas city. This video is really just the point of it is to describe how simple and easy it is to support your butterfly populations and be a butterfly gardener. The first thing to remember about doing that is that attracting butterflies is really like a two-part game. There are plants that provide nourishment and food, the nectar plants, and then there's the host plants that the butterflies need to lay their eggs, and then for the caterpillars to eat the plant and then grow into a chrysalis and then eventually emerge as a butterfly. And so one or a couple plants rather that I think are just extremely easy to grow, and you can get them at your local nursery. You can order them online if you want to, and just grow them from seed as well, are the fennel plant. You can see here, this is a bronze fennel. Bronze fennel is a really hardy plant that is drought tolerant and grows, probably 3 to 5 feet high, which is pretty tall. And yeah, it's just a nice hardy plant, and that will attract the black or anise swallowtail butterfly. You can also get some dill. Dill is a really nice plant, and it's got that very distinctive scent. It'll remind anybody of a pickle, really, if you just kind of squeeze the leaves underneath your nose to get that dill scent. And this will also attract the black and anise swallowtail butterfly. There's also the rue plant, which I will show you right over here. If you come take a quick look, you can see our yard has got quite a few plants in it, a nice combination of nectar and host plants. But if you come over here, we have several rue plants. Some of them are inside of pots, and other ones like this larger one back here that's had a chance to expand its root structure is in the ground. And the rue plant is also good for the black and anise swallowtail, and also for the giant swallowtail butterfly. And so yeah, back in the corner over there, I just always like to give a shout out. It's starting to emerge. Right now we're in we're still in early March technically. It's just been an early spring. Winter was very brief for us in Texas this winter 2026. But everything's already starting to come back to life, and that is one of my favorite, maybe my favorite flower of all time. And that is the mist flower plant, which grows so easily. It keeps coming back forever, and the butterflies really love to drink from it. But yeah, we've got, so like I was saying, a nice nectar plant back there. We've got our rue plant. I've got a dill that I planted in that large pot, and then we've just planted several fennel, which I'll go ahead and show you one. You can just see one right here. This is a bronze fennel that we just planted yesterday to put up against this wall as kind of like a border plant, and a whole bunch of different things. I'll make another video kind of describing the combination that we've chosen in terms of the different plants to put in our yard. But again, the point is, like, literally, if you're watching this video and you've always said, oh man, it sounds kind of cool to plant some stuff that'll encourage butterflies to visit our yard, there's such a fun way to do it, and that is to not only just plant the pretty flowers that they'll drink from, but I mean, butterflies, have to contribute to their next generation as well. And so it's really great to put those host plants out there also. And so if you want to look up online and see what plants and butterflies are native to your area, you can get a lot of good information. And so I think a good place to start again is with the fennel plants, which are perennials and will come back, or the dill, which is an annual. So the dill will reseed itself but die in the freezing. And it's also pretty sensitive to the heat, so you have to watch out with dill if you're in a place like Texas where it's going to get really hot, because they will droop and struggle when we get to the extreme temperatures. But my point is, anybody can do it, right? It is so amazing, especially, it doesn't matter how old you are, but if you have some kids in the house and you just take them outside to see the caterpillars that are rapidly growing and just eating the plant, and then they develop and then eventually turn into those beautiful butterflies. What an amazing treat to share with young people as a just a sign of the miraculousness of science and life on our planet. And then again, to just eventually have those butterflies emerge and just contribute to the beauty of our environment. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments of this video. I'm happy to help anybody any way I can. So please just take away from this video how easy it is to help your butterflies in your local area with your host and your nectar plants. It really couldn't be easier, just with a little bit of time, a little bit of dedication, and you will not be sorry that you did. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and just get on out there and get started. It's a perfect time And yeah, talk to you next time. Thanks. I needed to add one more quick bit of information. Anything you do in life when you're learning is, to a large degree, trial and error. You try something, figure out it either worked well or, didn't work that well, make some adjustments and then try again. So in order to help, save some of you guys some heartache, which I've experienced in the past, if you are gonna plant host plants in your garden and you get really excited, you have all these, butterfly eggs or, small caterpillars and so forth, it can be discouraging sometimes because there are so many predators. And whether it's birds or wasps or ants, there's so many things. And that's part of the reason why I like to put some of my host plants in these containers. Because if you get a bunch of caterpillars, you're like, oh my gosh, we have 15 caterpillars on a plant or 7 caterpillars. You come back a few days later and there's 1 or maybe they're all gone. It's just nature's harsh. And you can have any number of these predators come and just swoop in and grab them. I lost a lot of caterpillars to ants last year. I had 2 that were actually emerging from their chrysalis, and red robins just swooped in and grabbed them. I was kind of lazy about it. I didn't realize that they would grab them at the very end of their metamorphosis. So my point is not to get freaked out and discouraged, right? Just learn lessons from your own trials, learn lessons from me and other people that have a good bit of experience. And I like to have some host plants that are in a pot that I can perhaps put like some mesh covering over it, or maybe even take them inside somewhere where the climate is going to be good, in the garage maybe, and let them eat on the host plants there. Once they form their chrysalis, sometimes I buy these little mesh habitats on Amazon, and they'll attach their chrysalis there. They'll emerge right in that habitat, then I take them outside and release them. You will find some people that say that's controversial. You should let nature run its course and let evolution, choose the fittest of the life forms to continue on with their genetics and stuff like that. And I get that point for sure. I understand it. I think it's discouraging if you do all this work and you're so excited and you lose a lot of them. So I personally do like to have some of the plants in pots just to protect them and give a higher survival chance to a lot of them, because it's no fun when you lose all your caterpillars, because then there's no butterflies to look at, right? So anyway, that's just a little bit of an extra tip if you do want to help drastically increase the numbers. And if you want to just let nature do its thing also, that's also just fine. Whatever works for you. I just like to help them out a little bit, right? So anyway, yeah, again, if you have any questions or need some tips or have some information and tips for me, throw it in the comments. Thanks everybody for watching.